What a weekend it has been. Truly unforgettable. An extraordinary few days for Manchester United that will live long in the memory of every supporter. Moments like these remind you why football has the power it does, why it grips emotions so deeply, and why this club, no matter the circumstances, always seems capable of producing nights that feel larger than life. What we have just witnessed under Michael Carrick at Old Trafford is nothing short of remarkable, and this is a journey that feels like it is only just beginning. Michael Carrick has done it again. Thrust into the role of interim manager following the dismissal of Ruben Amorim, Carrick has stepped into one of the most pressurized positions in world football and delivered a performance that few could have predicted. Away at the Emirates Stadium, against an Arsenal side that had gone 13 matches unbeaten and were sitting proudly at the top of the Premier League, Manchester United produced a display of courage, belief, and quality that stunned everyone watching. This was not just a win. This was a moment, a statement, a reminder of what this club can be when confidence and clarity return. The final score told its own dramatic story. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. A late winner in the 87th minute from Mateus Cunha sent the away end into absolute delirium. Patrick Dorgu unleashed a thunderous strike that crashed in off the crossbar. Bryan Mbeumo continued his outstanding form with a composed finish. And at the center of it all was a tactical performance from Michael Carrick that sent shockwaves through the Premier League. This was a victory that will be replayed, debated, and remembered for years. From the opening whistle, the challenge was clear. Arsenal began the match exactly as expected from a side in such formidable form. They dominated possession, pressed aggressively, and moved the ball with confidence and speed. United were forced to defend deep at times, absorbing pressure and working tirelessly to close down space. The Emirates crowd sensed an early breakthrough, and in the 29th minute it arrived, though not in the way Arsenal might have imagined. The opening goal came through frustration for United rather than brilliance from the hosts. A failure to clear properly allowed Arsenal to recycle possession. Bukayo Saka reacted quickly, delivering another ball into the box toward Martin Odegaard. The Arsenal captain attempted a shot but failed to connect cleanly, and under pressure, Lisandro Martinez struggled to deal with the loose ball. It ricocheted off his heel and rolled into the net. An own goal. Arsenal led 1-0, and the pressure on United intensified. In previous seasons, moments like this have often triggered a collapse. Heads would drop, confidence would drain away. But under Michael Carrick, this United side showed something different. There was no panic, no sense of chaos. Instead, there was calm. Players regrouped, stuck to the plan, and trusted that their opportunity would come. Just 8 minutes later, that belief was rewarded. In the 37th minute, Arsenal handed United a lifeline. A costly mistake deep inside their own half saw possession gifted away. Bryan Mbeumo, alert and ruthless, seized the moment. He showed remarkable composure, rounding goalkeeper David Raya and calmly slotting the ball into the empty net. The traveling United supporters erupted. This was more than an equalizer. It was a message. Manchester United were not here to make up the numbers. They were here to compete. The goal shifted the momentum. Arsenal still enjoyed spells of control, but United grew in confidence, pressing more assertively and finding better rhythm in possession. When the referee signaled halftime with the score level at 1-1, there was a sense that something was changing. United had weathered the storm and emerged stronger. The second half began with renewed intensity, and it did not take long for the match to swing dramatically in United's favor. Just 7 minutes after the restart, in the 52nd minute, Patrick Dorgu produced a moment of pure brilliance. A slick exchange of one-touch passes between Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu carved open space just outside the box. The move was sharp, fluid, and confident. Then came the strike. Dorgu unleashed a ferocious shot that rocketed off the underside of the crossbar and into the net. It was unstoppable. The Emirates fell silent. The United fans exploded with joy. Manchester United were ahead 2-1 and belief surged through the team. Dorgu's celebration reflected what that goal meant. Confidence, freedom, expression. It was his third goal in January alone, another example of his electric form and growing influence under Carrick's guidance. For the next half hour, United were tested to their limits. Arsenal pushed relentlessly, throwing numbers forward and probing for weaknesses. Bukayo Saka was a constant threat down the right. Martin Odegaard dictated play, trying to unlock the defense with clever movement and passes. United defended with grit and determination, bodies on the line, tackles flying in, every clearance celebrated. As the clock ticked toward full time, it began to feel like United might just hold on for a famous victory. But football rarely allows such simple endings. In the 84th minute, Arsenal found their way back into the game. A goal brought them level at 2-2, and for a brief moment, heart sank in the away end. Had United let it slip? Had all that effort gone to waste? Michael Carrick's response was immediate and decisive. He made a bold substitution, introducing Mateus Cunha. The Brazilian forward, who had joined from Wolverhampton Wanderers, had experienced mixed fortune since arriving. Flashes of brilliance had been tempered by inconsistency and criticism, but Carrick trusted him. 3 minutes later, that trust was repaid in spectacular fashion. In the 87th minute, United worked the ball patiently on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Bruno Fernandes and Kobbie Mainoo combined cleverly before feeding Cunha. With David Raya slightly off his line, Cunha took one touch and then curled a magnificent shot into the top corner. A moment of pure quality. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3, pandemonium followed. United players swarmed Cunha. The away end erupted in uncontrollable celebration, and on the touchline, Michael Carrick allowed himself the faintest smile. This was vindication. A confirmation that his decisions, his belief, and his approach were working. United held firm in the closing minutes. When the final whistle blew, the magnitude of the achievement became clear. Back-to-back victories against the top two teams in the Premier League. Manchester City at Old Trafford, Arsenal at the Emirates, 6 points from 6. The narrative around Manchester United shifted instantly. Individual performances across the pitch played a huge role in this triumph. Harry Maguire was outstanding, rated 8 out of 10 by multiple outlets. He dominated aerially, made crucial blocks, and marshaled the defense with authority. Coming off a long injury absence, his performances in consecutive matches spoke volumes about his professionalism and resilience. Luke Shaw was equally impressive. Also earning an 8 out of 10, he dealt admirably with the threats posed by Bukayo Saka and Noni Madueke. His positioning was excellent, his recovery runs perfectly timed, and he provided an outlet going forward. This was a return to his very best. Bryan Mbeumo continued his strong form with another influential display. His goal was vital, but his overall contribution stood out. He troubled Arsenal's defenders throughout, tracked back defensively, and showed maturity beyond his time at the club. His tally of 9 goals in all competitions highlighted his growing importance. Mateus Cunha's impact off the bench deserved recognition. His winning goal was decisive, but his work rate, hold-up play, and ability to draw fouls in the closing stages were just as valuable. An 8 out of 10 performance that could prove a turning point for him. Patrick Dorgu was the standout performer, earning a near-perfect rating. His goal was spectacular, but his all-round display, including defensive work and physical presence, was equally impressive. The only concern was his substitution late on due to what appeared to be a hamstring issue, though it was later suggested it might simply have been cramped. Bruno Fernandes delivered moments of brilliance alongside moments of frustration. His assist for Dorgu's goal was sublime, though some loose passes in the first half crept into his game. Still, when it mattered most, he influenced the match. Kobbie Mainoo continued his steady development with another composed performance. His involvement in the build-up to the winning goal underlined his growing confidence and quality. Casemiro provided balance and protection in midfield, breaking up play and allowing others to push forward. Diogo Dalot had a challenging afternoon but managed to limit Arsenal's threats reasonably well. Lisandro Martinez, despite the own goal, battled relentlessly and remained committed. In goal, the goalkeeper produced key saves to keep United in the game, while substitutes played their part in seeing the match through. Not every performance was flawless, but collectively, the effort was immense. Stepping back, the bigger picture is impossible to ignore. Michael Carrick has overseen 2 matches, 2 wins, and victories over the league's strongest sides. This is not coincidence. It is preparation, belief, and leadership. Since stepping in, Carrick has restored confidence and pride, uniting a squad that had appeared uncertain. His tactical flexibility has stood out. Against Manchester City, United neutralized threats and exploited spaces. Against Arsenal, Carrick encouraged greater attacking freedom and rewarded bravery. His decision-making, particularly late in matches, has been bold and effective. There are still challenges ahead. The season remains long. The battle for the top 4 is intense. Carrick's role is still temporary, with a permanent appointment expected in the summer. But in this moment, optimism flows freely through the fan base. The impact of this result extends beyond Old Trafford. Arsenal's unbeaten run is over. The title race feels more open. Rivals have taken notice. And Manchester United move forward with momentum. Attention now turns to the next fixture. Fulham at home. Momentum is powerful, and Carrick will demand focus and intensity once again. Questions will continue to be asked. Can this form be sustained? Can Carrick guide United into the Champions League places? Should he be considered for the permanent role? For now, those questions can wait. What matters is what has already been achieved. Belief has returned, performances have improved, and the connection between players and supporters feels stronger than it has in months. One final note belongs to the traveling supporters. Their passion, noise, and unwavering support throughout the match were extraordinary. From the first whistle to the last, they lifted the team, and when the winning goal went in, the joy was unforgettable. Football is nothing without fans, and Manchester United supporters once again showed their class. This was a night to remember, a performance to savor. Manchester United fought, believed, and delivered. Under Michael Carrick, something special is unfolding, and for the first time in a while, the future feels full of promise.